Hello everyone, I Kundan Chandrakar welcome you all to the SWAYAM online course lecture on risk assessment of construction work. Now coming today lecture. In this video, we are going to learn about various topic in risk assessment. Here are the topics are, the first one is a summary, employer duty, employer duties, suitable and sufficient assessment, effective planning, organization, control, monitoring and review, provide comprehension and relative information, employees capability, monitoring, employees duty, in practice, when to carry out risk assessment, who should carry out risk assessment. This are topic it will be covered in our lecture. Let us talk about the various subtopics are preparation, type of risk assessment, identifying hazards, deciding who is at risk, risk evaluation, risk valuation of high rise activities, consideration and implementation control measure, PPE, monitoring performance, recording risk assessment, review training and provision of information and instructions. Let us discuss the summary. The management of health and safety at work regulation required employer to carry out suitable and sufficient assessment to the risk and safety for employees and third parties. Risk assessment comprise the identification of risk, the evaluation of associated risk and the determination of appropriate control measure. Many activities on construction site are hazardous by nature and will require a full assessment of risk. It should be noted that construction required client to make suitable arrangement for managing a project, including the allotting of sufficient time and other resources to ensure that. Among other things that the construction work can be carried out so far as is reasonable practicable without risk to health and safety for any person affected by the project. The regulation also require designer to eliminate thought design risk present on during construction. The risk assessment process for construction must assess those risks not eliminated by designer. It should be recommended that the site is some other way impact on a neighbor properties, then there is a may other health and safety consideration to take into account. Example, a site railway property, there may be a number of legal right of consultation and control to take into account. This topic shows site manager how risk should be conduct and how they can used in a minimize risk. It should be remember there are a specific regulation related to matter such as electrical safety among many other, and the application of the such regulation should be considered at the earliest opportunity. Let us discuss the employer duties. Under the health and safety at work, the main duties of employer are provide the maintain safe plant, safe system of work and method of using, handling, storing and transportation article and substance. Provide information, instruction, training and supervision. Provide a safe place of work and way of getting to and leaving that place. Provide welfare facilities and safe working environment. And the last one, making arrangement to ensure other who are affected by work are also kept safe. Let us discuss suitable and sufficient assessment. Under regulation of MHSWR, employer must carry out suitable and sufficient assessment of risk to health and safety. Employees at work, non-employees affected by the business like including contractor, temporary worker and visitor. The requires that young people, example under 18 years old, are protected the work from risk to their health and safety. The assessment should pay particular attention to their inexperience, lack of maturity, and awareness of risk. The processes and activity the workplace layout exposure to agents and extend to health and safety training provided and required. Let us discuss effective planning, organization, control, monitoring and review part. Under regulation of MHSWR, arrangements should be made for the effective planning, organization, control, monitoring and review of the prevention and protective measure introduced. Where 5 or more people are employed, the arrangement must be recorded in writing. It is important to clearly distinguish between workplace precaution and risk control system. The risk control system provides the basis of ensuring adequate workplace precaution are provided and maintained. There are three basic stages are. First one is a hazard identification, second is a risk assessment and the third is a risk control. Following the assessment, measure must be introduced to reduce the risk of injury to the lowest level reasonably practicable, and the regulation and schedules for the indicate the principle of prevention to be applied. In practice, the following hierarchy can be used. Let us discuss hierarchy point. Eliminate risk by. The first one is a substituting using non-hazardous substance like example water-based adhesives. The second is a using a more effectively guarding machine. And the third one is avoiding certain activities and processes perhaps by buying in from subcontractor. And the second is a combat risk at source of injuring control and giving collective protective measure priorities by. The first one is separating operators from hazards through enclosure, for example, the use of guardrail to prevent falls. And the second one is protecting dangerous parts through guarding. And the third one is designing processes, machine and activity to minimize and release airborne hazards for suppress and contain them. And the last one is design machinery which can be operated remotely and which features automatic feeding. Let us discuss the next point, minimize risk by. Which technique we are using? The first one is designing suitable safe system of work. Second is providing us the last resource personal protective equipment and ensuring it is used. The third one is ensuring worker understand what is required of them with respect to both of their job roles and their health and safety. And the last one is promoting the existence of the positive health and safety culture within the organization. Let us discuss providing comprehensibility and relevant information. Under the regulation, employer must provide employees with comprehensibility and relative information on. The first one is the risk to their health and safety identified by the assessment. Second one is the preventing and protective measure includes, and the third one is information about the consulting on risk assessment including of control measure and training can be given to the employer directly through union appoint safety representative under the safety representative and safety committee regulation. The information can be delivered through a non-union representative of employee safety under the health and safety regulation. Let us discuss employees' capability. Under the regulation of employer must be ensuring task to their employees take into the account their capabilities. The applies to employees interested to carry out risk assessment and all other tasks. Regulation 13 also stipulated that employer must be ensure employees are providing an adequate health and safety training. On being recruited, into the employer undertaking. On being exposure to the new or increased risk because of the first one is a transfer of change of responsibility, the introduction of new work equipment, a change in a work equipment already in used, the introduction of new technology, the introduction of new system of work, a change in a system of work. Those carry out risk assessment will require training which reflects a change in a job responsibility. Those affected by the change will be also require training. Training should be refreshed and updated periodically. It should be adopted to take account of any new or changed risk to the health and safety of employees concerned. Such training should be take place during working hour. Let us discuss the monitoring part. Monitoring must be placed to ensure the effectiveness of control measure, and reassessment must be carried out where necessary. The construction, design and management regulation do not include any specific requirement to carry out and record risk assessment. However, this is still an assessment basis of compliances for the all duty holders, as contained in MHSWR and other legislation. Contractors are required to identify significant hazards and eliminate or control significant risks. The risk involved must be considered and risk assessment other legislation. Example, the work at height regulation 2005 and the control of asbestos regulation 2020 must be carried out and include in the construction phase health and safety plan for the project. Let us discuss employees' duty. The main duties of employees are obey all safety instructions, ensure that their action at work do not put the employer or other at risk, care the safety equipment. Under the management of health and safety at work regulation, employees are also required to participate in safety training and to inform the employer of any shortcoming in safety. Let us discuss in practice. Risk assessment provide a systematic approach to the control and elimination of accident at work. They are an essential basis ingredient of any workplace safety system and comprise the identification of risk, determining of appropriate control measure to eliminate the risk or reduce them to the minimum. The HSE advise organization and manager to avoid overcomplicating the risk process. In many organizations, the risks are well known and the necessary control measure will be relatively straightforward to apply. Let us discuss when to carry out risk assessment. Risk assessment should be carried out before the work activity begins. Point to consider includes are nature of any hazards present, likelihood and severity of the harm that could result, frequency of exposure to the hazards of both person and property. In the construction industry, risk assessment apply to the wide range of activity, plant and equipment. For the very simple such as standing on a ladder to a paint a window frame to the more complex such as excavation work or the erection of steel frame structure. The time of effort taken to carry out the risk assessment and implement required control should be proportionate to the level of risk of activity to be undertaken. The assessment should be take into account any other activity in the area which may be affected by the work, and those carry out the risk assessment should be familiar with other hazards in the vicinity. Let us discuss type of risk assessment. There are several types of risk assessment and the choice will be depend on the most appropriate for the work situation. Primarily risk assessment. In initial informal risk assessment has been completed to determine the level of details that will be required in the full risk assessment. In general, insufficient and risk can be ignored. The purpose of primarily assessment to determine which work activity involve a significant risk of injury and warrant a full assessment. Quantitative assessment undertaking involving a small range of simple risks can use a straightforward assessment process based on a informed judgment and references to their appropriate guidance material. Such a quantitative process may be based on safety on subjective judgment of the assessor. Semi-quantitative assessment. In intermediate case, such as those involving medium-sized undertaking dealing with more complex risk, the risk assessment will need to be more sophisticated. Specialist advice may be needed and analytic technique related to monitoring may need to be considerable. For example, the measurement of air quality to assess its impact. Quantitative assessment. Large and hazardous undertaking required more objective process such as fault tree analysis, event tree analysis and quantitative assessment based on a historical data. There are many techniques for high risk activity which are applied when complex and novel processes are involved. The intention of such assessment process is to be produce objective assessment which are not relevant on a assessor subjective judgment. However, subjective element can still creep in through choice made of a construction of model used in a historical data to be applied. Let us discuss systematic approach to risk assessment. The first one is identify the hazards, complete an inventory of all sorts of hazards. The inventory should be subject to regular review and revision. To aid the identification of hazards, check manufacturer instruction, look back at accident and ill health record, think about long-term hazard to health and visit the HSE website for up-to-date information. In general, low risk are equivalent to the risk in everyday life and their acceptance, but the high risk required urgent action and employees could sufficient serious injury. Appropriate control measure should then selective workplace precaution deal with actual risk, where the risk control system ensure the workplace precaution remaining effectiveness. The arrangement of the protective and preventing measure needed to be planning, organizing, controlling, monitoring, reviewing and recording. Let us discuss hazard identification. Hazards are defined as anything with the potential to cause harm. Example, substance, equipment, activity, risk in a livelihood harm occurring. Risk assessment should be walk around the workplace, look afresh at what could reasonably be affected to cause harm. Identifying hazards, a review of accidents book, copy from kept under the reporting injuries, disease and dangerous occurrence regulation 2013, record of the first aid treatments, and sickness and absence record may also reveal information about the hazards and risk. Ultimately, trivial hazards can be ignored and efforts should be focused on significant hazards which could result in a serious harm and affect several people. Typical hazards to be found on the construction site includes the following. Decide who is at risk. Having identifying the hazards, it necessary to identify who at the risk in necessary identification individually by name, rather specific group, employees and other can be restored to example all staff, contractor, clients, visitor and the general public. Particularly attention need to be given when vulnerable people and identifying Example, young worker, new acceptance mothers or mitigate worker, additional control may be required for reduce the risk of acceptance level such as employees. Having identifying the hazards and those exposure to them, it is necessary to determine the likely harm and could result from the hazards. Reference to the type of injury treated to the first aider may prove useful. Us may analyze of accident, incident and ill health records. It is important to consider the potential severity of injury in each case rather the actual type of injury which may be matter of lax. Let us discuss risk valuation. The useful hierarchy of risk control should be considered as following. Can the risk be eliminated completely? If not, can be controlled? Do the control protect everyone? If not, can be the number of persons at risk be reduced? Even after all the precaution has been taken, some risk likely to remain. The key is to decide for each significant hazards whether this remaining risk is the high, medium or low. The calculation should be take into account answer to the following question: have all legal requirements been satisfied? Are general acceptance industry standard in place? Have all reasonability practicable measure has been taken in a workplace safe? Another approach to risk analysis involves the ranking of risk according to the likelihood of the range of accident actually occurring, the severity of harm which occurs, like example incident and risk rating. Let us discuss incident risk rating. When fall from height, the risk will be considered 1 point. Striking an object, the incident risk rating is a 2. Being struck by the object, the incident risk rating is a 3. Fall or trip on level ground, the incident risk rating 4. Important to remember, such an analysis is based on informed judgment and experience. The various type of risk rating technique operate on a basic assumption that risk invect to the likelihood of example of the hazard occurring, time the severity of the loss or risk equal to likelihood into severity. With a less sophisticated system, this calculation implemented in the assessor subjective judgment whether the risk is high, medium or low. More sophisticated system, the number of levels and probability to likelihood and severity decided the final risk rating. Let us discuss quantitative risk evaluation system. The first one is the likelihood. When high, where either certain or near certain harm will be occur. When medium, where harm will be often occur, and the low, where harm will be seldom occur. The second one is the severity. Major point are death or major injury or illness causing long term of disability. In case of seriousness, injury or illness causing short term disability. And the last one is a slight, all other injury or illness. The result from the such an approach can be used the part of risk level eliminator system. Let us discuss simple risk based control plan. Risk level tolerability guidance of action. When the risk is very low, this type of risk considerable acceptable. No further action necessary other than the ensuring that the control are maintained. In case of risk is low, no additional control are required unless they can be implemented at very low cost. Action to the further reduce there is a risk are assigned low priority. Arrangements should be made ensure the control are maintained. In the case of medium risk level, consideration should be given as a whether the risk can be lower where acceptable to the tolerance level the preferable for the acceptance level. When the risk is high, efforts should be made to reduce the risk. Risk reduction measure should be implemented urgently within the defined time period. And the risk level is very high, this type of risk is not acceptable. Improvement in risk control are necessary so that the risk is reduced to unacceptable level. Let us discuss the review process. The review is a final stage in the risk management process. Risk management must be reviewed regularly and in particularly when there is a reason to suspect that the no longer valid, example following an accident or change in the law. There has been a significant changes in the matter to which it relates. The review process should be included in a management arrange for the risk assessment. Every risk assessment should be have a date for review, which should be based on the level of risk. The review should be look at the whole of the risk management process to re-evaluate each stage of the process. This is a particularly important with respect to generic risk assessment. Let us discuss the training part. Risk assessment must be carried out of the competent person. The need of training and communication of information related to the risk assessment must be considered. Training is an important method of achieving competence for the carry out risk assessment. There is a various course available which can be provided in-house or reputed training companies. Provision of information. Information about risk and control measure must be supplied to the worker and other if necessary. With this, we will end our today's lecture here. Thank you for your patience and we will meet our next lecture. Thank you.